And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gents. This is boy Casanova from Orlando, Florida, on this awesome international podcast, Good Wine and Great Laughs, Season 6, Episode number 2, ladies and gents. And today is Saturday, January the 14th, 2023. And the weather here in Orlando will be sunny, highs of 54, lows of 36, ladies and so it's about to be cold again in Florida. And I already say Floridians over here are just like Eskimos. They take everything out of the closet, anything that go below, go close to 50 and go below it. It's like, oh my God, it's so cold over here. I mean, it's cold. It's gonna be cold outside. I love it because I still can do whatever I want to do, and there's no snow. You don't have to deal with this no shenanigans. But I'm gonna be in the house. I have my fireplace place ready to burn some wood tonight. So, but before I talk about the today's topic, the summary of today's episode, ladies and gents, I like to talk about the wine of the day. Today I have this wine from Chile. It's called Papi. This is the third Papi that I had. My first one was a Merlot. I was a Malbec, and then I tried the Merlot. It was delicious. And today I'm trying the Cabernet Sauvignon. Once again, this wine is for Chile. And all details about this wine you will know once you click under the description for today's episode, and you're going to see the link over there that you can click, and you can then listen to it. I also like to give a shout out to all the sisters of Delta Sigma Theta that yesterday, January 13th, they were celebrating their Founders Day. Salute to you, my sisters, and all work that you guys do in your sorority and community service and all other stuff that you guys are involved with. More kudos to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode, I'm talking about a heated debate on immigration in America on Phil show, Dr. Phil show, and show happened I believe it was this week, and you're going to hear a little clips of it. I mean, the video is about only 14 minutes of the entire show, so that's they took some part of the show and they keeping cut it off. So on this audio, you may think that it's been skipped, but no, that's why the way the video is. I believe it's just a promo video of 14 minutes of the entire episode. So go ahead and look for about Dr. Phil debate on immigration. And as far as immigration is concerned, you know that we're dealing with this for a long time. As far political parties, they may seem the Democrats and the Republicans have a part of it, but nowadays you have a party that's focused on just the fear mongering of it instead of focus on the solution. They like to point fingers. You already guys know talking about the Republican Party. They don't give a damn about it. The solution per se. They just want to make sure that you be scared, like Trump was saying, there's a caravan of immigrants coming, yada yada yada. First of all, what I like to say, as an immigrant myself, that a lot of people still they like to ignore this part of history. All right, if you're not a Native American member of any American nation, such as the Cherokee, the Sioux, the Blackfoot, now the Cheyenne, you are descendant of immigrants. Period. Exception of the African Americans that live in this country that we are like descendants that always slaves, they were brought here by force. We know the African slaves did not come here like everybody else as far as immigrants is concerned. All right? And so for you to be the banner and keep screaming against immigration, yeah, of course, immigration still have a huge umbrella that has some problems that need to be addressed, that need to be taken care of it, but it is a lack of political will to do the right thing. That's the basic of it. The whole discussion about immigration, in my point of view. Being an immigrant myself, I did. It took me about 10 years. It took me from 1999 to 2009 when I finally became a citizen of the United States. And there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done. There's a whole lot of money that has been spent, yada yada yada. And now the situation at the border is getting even worse. And but immigration is necessary. So for you that are against immigration, more likely, I'm going to give an example right now. The governor in Florida, DeSantis, if you go to, I believe, Paris Island, the island in New York, that all the immigration used to come back in the days. Guess what? His grandma that came from Italy is registered over there, the port and entry. So that means your name now being made against immigration, but your grandmother was an immigrant that left Italy to come to the United States for a better life. And now you reap the benefits of her sacrifice and all the everything that she did and have to deal with to finally to come to the United States and to provide a better life now for herself, for her children, and for her grandchildren, for the generation to come from her family. So everybody, lottie dottie, know, white people, but you are descendants of immigrants. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to discuss and get a point. That's it. So we cannot be against immigration because, like I say, if it's not the same family member back in the days, you'll not be alive. You'll not be here in this country if they decide to stay where they were. That's number one. That's number two. Talk about the Native Americans is the first one. They are the originals, the original Americans. They are the Native Americans that have been disseminated by all this atrocity that has been done against them. The treaties, the United States government treaties they will break, by the government that is saying one thing, but now there's more results over here. So let's break this treaty. You know what I'm saying? So it's too much shenanigans that has been happening. All right. So that's one thing I discussed about, and all you're going to see and go back to it because it's easy for me that on the debate, everybody that's speaking, was like everybody was listening to God, but soon somebody in the audience you start bring the receipts about the history, the background. All of a sudden, now hell breaks loose. Everybody want to talk over him and do not allow him to present his point. And that's one thing that we cannot deny. Another thing too, like I say, immigration is necessary because other people that say, "Oh, immigrants are taking our job," no, they are not, because most of the jobs that immigrants do has related to the jobs that a lot of Americans don't want to do, such as work in the farm and work in hard and food kind of job. For instance, chicken, the slaughter, the cleaning, and the beef. You know what I'm saying? In restaurants, in the kitchen, there's a whole lot, and landscape. There's a whole lot of things that are. These are the jobs that immigrants do. Scrubbing floors at Walmart late at night. These are the people that are some jobs, are immigrants. You know what I'm saying? And these jobs are necessary. So I discussed a lot of information that are some ideas that I think should be important. But like I said, today is just a summary of what this podcast is all about. And it's a very interesting discussion, ladies and gentlemen. And you need to pressure also our government officials to do the right thing. To do the right thing because most of people that came to the United States are that came to the United States that tried to come to the United States because they want to live a better life. And they'll talk about now, oh, that's crimes, that they're all criminals. So if one this happened a long time ago. There's a movie back in the days called The Gangs of New York. They talk about a whole lot of immigration, all the different Italians up there, and the gangs. So there are some bad people going to be coming through. I'm not in favor to open the whole border, but I'm in favor to have a better process to process the people that ask for asylum and have a conjunction with some jobs that are necessary, such as farms, restaurants, and meet this guy, meet the companies, yada yada, to give this job for these people because they are necessary. Because the rate, the birth rate, and all these jobs here without the immigrants, it's going to be a really huge problem. So that's what this podcast is all about, ladies and gents. So listen to it, and then also I like to let you guys know that now this podcast has some T-shirts. If you like to support this podcast, just go to goodwinegreatlabs.etsy.com, and you're going to find this t-shirt available for you to purchase. So if you like to support this podcast, it's a series that I launched related to the thumbnails of each YouTube. I have a 5 for now. I launched to start with a 5. So once again, this is about Casanova. Enjoy your weekend. Salute, and I see you next Saturday. Later.